Hi guys, how are you? Today is in the 40s, which really doesn't feel bad. Honestly, it does not feel bad out there. Um, it's obviously been a lot worse. And I'm talking ice everywhere. You go to the park, there's ice everywhere. If you don't have a 4x4 vehicle, you're not going through there, period. Because there was ice everywhere. Every conceivable place was ice. And because the water had so much ice on it, uh, not like on the top is just ice, and underneath is the lake was not frozen. So part of the one of the parks that we go to, the retaining wall has a hole on the bottom, so that's proof that the water is not frozen all the way through. It's just frozen on the top, and it was busting through that hole like a waterfall, which was kind of nice, and I like the sound of it. However, that wall is nevertheless broken, so. And part of it's crumbled, and I didn't realize that until I walked across there, and I'm going, why is this all busted up? Because they never bothered to repair it. Will they? Don't know. So, anyway, today is. I'm gonna have a heart to heart with y'all, and I'm gonna try really hard not to get emotional, but it's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's hard. All right. Um, Today is my brother's birthday. He is either 51 or 52, I believe. Um, and they used to have a landline, and she got rid of it because the mother got rid of it because she didn't like the message I left, and I really don't give a shit what you don't like. She's evil, and she's always catered to whoever has a dingling, and if you don't have dingling, you don't matter. Which is, again, like a form of self-hatred. If you're a woman and you hate anybody who is also female, you've got problems. Which we already knew that. Serious psychological problems. You cannot, you know, choose the gender of who you get pregnant with, and if you are partial to one gender over another, you shouldn't get pregnant at all. Anyway, I had left a message. She's just evil. She's been evil through my entire life. She's catered to the two of them. One of the brothers is evil, the other one is not, but he has significant issues. And she canceled her landline when I left a message and said, "You're a psychotic bitch, and when you die, thank you, Jesus." I apologized before I said it. I said, "Lord, I need you to forgive me, but I need to get this out. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh my God, she's your mother." That is a biological fact only. That is a scientific fact only. Okay? And we talked about this before. You're supposed to be honor your father and mother. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. The Bible also states that you are to be slow to anger your children. Ain't nobody trying to talk about that part. Ain't nobody trying to talk about that part. Oh no, we ain't gonna talk about that. I don't owe you jack shit because you got hot in the pants and you decided to screw and get pregnant with me. I don't owe you for that. I don't owe you anything for that. Imagine if everybody who got hot in the drawers and conceived a kid were to get a gift for that. You see how crazy that sounds? That sounds ridiculous. Right. You don't get a cookie for that. You don't get a free car. You don't get, people bow down when you walk in the room. You don't get squat for that. That's a biological thing. You could not control your hormones. You don't know what birth control is. So you conceived a child that you ended up hating. That is not, you don't get rewarded for hatred. Especially over something you did on purpose. I didn't make you get pregnant with me. You chose to get pregnant with me. The reason I'm going there is because she has had control. Toxic people, okay? Toxic people are hungry hungry and desperate for control. They always have to boss somebody. They always have to dominate. That's what they do. They dominate other people. They lie and they dominate. Okay? And she dominates my brother. My brother stays with her, unfortunately. So what does she do? She dominates him because that's what toxic people do. He cannot have his own friends. He does not have his own cell phone. He's never had his own cell phone. And because he's trauma bonded to her and has been has been trauma bonded since college, since he was in college, the bonds and the connection are so broken that, or not broken, the bonds are so solid, I should say. The bonds are so solid that nobody can break them. And I don't know if any of y'all that are watching this have experienced this, but have you ever had a family member who keeps your sibling away from you? Your whole life, keeps the family away from that person their whole life? I'm curious to know what happens when that person, the evil person, dies. Does the person who was in psychological prison, do they reach out to their other family members? Do they try to find their other family members? Or is the psychological bondage so powerful that they feel guilty even though that person's dead? I can't reach out to my brother, or I can't reach out to my sister because I'm not allowed to. And so even when they have the freedom to do it because the person's dead now, they don't control nothing. I'm curious to know what happens. I'm sure in some cases the person will reach out, and in other cases their loyalty to the evil person is just undying even though the person died. Make sense? They just feel guilty. Like I was told my whole life that I can't do that. That I'm betraying the person who supposedly, quotation marks, took care of me my whole life. I don't know if I'll ever find out what will happen. I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm happy that it's his birthday, but I'm also deeply saddened that I can't call him. I promise you he doesn't have a cell phone. She has isolated him from the entire world. He is in psychological prison. Just like anybody else who is tied into a toxic person. There's no escaping that unless you choose to escape it. And his loyalty to her is so deep that, oh my God, there's just no way to, I don't know. I feel sad. I feel sad. I would love to call him and say, hey, I love you and happy birthday, babe. But I can't. I'm pretty sure that she doesn't allow him to have access to the outside world at all, because if you have connection to the outside world, you have connection to other people. If you have connection to other people, that is a threat to the toxic person. Because somebody out there, a friend from college, a friend from high school, someone you knew growing up, whatever, you connect with this person and that person is a direct threat to the toxic person. So they would prefer that you have no computer, no cell phone, no connection, period, because all you need is me. Will they ever say those words? Sometimes and sometimes not. I don't even know if he's ever allowed to have a girlfriend. He is in psychological prison. There's not a damn thing I could do about it. And the thing of it is, that person has been doing this shit all of our lives. This is a lifetime until she's dead, and it still may continue after she's dead. This is a lifetime worth of damage. This is a lifetime's worth of damage. She's thrilled because she has no friends. She has no connection to other people. She used to, and those people got tired of her crap. So she has no one. She had no choice but to cling to my brother and to put him in psychological prison. And he will be there potentially for the rest of his life, even after she drops dead. I don't know. It's disgusting that one person could have so much control over somebody else. And we're not talking just for, relationships. We're not talking girlfriend, boyfriend, fiancés, husband, wife. This crap happens in families too, not just relationships. So I'm sad. I am. I'm sad. I may get a cake, and it'll take me, probably a week or two to eat it, the whole thing. But I'll share it with a friend of mine, and it'll be my way of honoring him. And I wish. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry. I wish that I could hear his voice. But that's not going to happen for obvious reasons. The warden doesn't permit that. I mean, there's people in prison who have more freedom than my brother has. Some of them have committed murder, and they've got more freedoms than my brother. Disgusting that she has to get her jollies controlling somebody. And that's what they do. That's what toxic people do. They just get off on that. They have to dominate someone else. They have to. Your needs are not relevant. You're not relevant. Anything that you want to do will never happen. They're too tired. They're too tired. They're so tired. That's their number one bullshit lie that they tell you. I remember one time I called him when she still had a landline. And I said, I need to speak to Jason. Because I don't have any reason to have a conversation with her. For what? And she acted like she didn't know who I was. And I heard her saying in the background, somebody's on here asking for you. Bitch, you know who the hell I am. That's what I wanted to say, but she'd already got off the phone and put him on the phone. You would think, this isn't going to be a long video, but you would think when the person's close to the end or their health gets worse, because she's got Parkinson's and lupus. And I'm going to tell you what hospice nurse Julie said. She's on YouTube. She said, you die the way you live. Now, there will be exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, you die the way you lived. So if you were evil as hell when you were alive, for no goddamn reason other than you're sick in your head, you die the same way, evil. You don't have regret, you don't have remorse. You die arrogant, cocky, no apologies necessary. Some people will be angrier because they're dying because that's something they don't have control over. Okay? You don't have control over your health. You don't have control over whether you live or die. You don't have control over if you respond to medication for a condition. You have no control over that. Those of you that are starving for control. There's some things in life, you little bastards and bitches. There's some things in life you ain't going to have control over. Okay? So sometimes when they're dying, they get angrier because their reign of terror has finally ended. It's going to end, Just disgusted. Hurt and disgusted. Come here. Hey, Mai, come here. Mai, why you ignore me? Why you being a butthead? Boy, he's sitting here sighing like he had a rough life. Come here. Come here. Mike, come here. Get over here. Come here. Butthead. Come here. What's wrong with you? I got him some duck treats. I got him some. There's my boy. There's my boy. You handsome thing, you. His eyes were blue when he was a baby. And now they're like a golden yellow, as you can see. Hi. Mommy loves you. Today's Uncle Jason's birthday. Today's Uncle Jason's birthday. Are you excited? You look so thrilled. You look so excited. He's a monstrous. You see how big he is? Look how big he is. He's monstrous. He's about 91 pounds. Do you all remember videos of when I held him as a little squirt? He could literally fit in my arms. Long time ago. Long time ago. So anyway, I know there's people out there that are going through this. I know people watching this video that are going through this. The pain doesn't get any better. It don't get any better. I love him with every fiber of my being. And I can't tell him that. And I can't tell him happy birthday. For one person to have so much control is just there's no words. And the amount of emotional pain that they cause, there's no words. And as horrible as it may sound, and I really don't care, because when you don't care about people, they don't care about you either. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. What goes around comes around. It's kind of like a boomerang. You throw it and it comes back to you. Yeah, kind of like that. I look forward to the day when she dies. And the reason why is because he won't have to be directly under her control anymore. Now, will he still be under her control so far as, well, I can't really connect to other people. I can't go online and look for other people, for my people, my family, because she would never approve. Well, the bitch, when the bitch is dead, you don't have to worry about it. But when somebody's been bending your brain your entire life, that doesn't vanish when the person dies. So anyway, to make me feel better, I'm just going to say this. His real name is Jason. Jason, if you ever had the freedom to get away from the warden, I know you were told a bunch of lies about me. That's what toxic people do. If they're breathing, they're lying. I've always loved you. I will never stop loving you. Okay? Happy birthday. You mean the world to me. You mean the world to me now and always. I love you. Happy birthday. Bye, guys.